Hello everyone and welcome back to Hannah's Happy Home. In today's video I'm going to be transforming my little piano corner over here. We're going to start off by painting this piano with chalk paint. As you can see, this was a really old piano. It was very beat up. So I just wanted to give it some new life, give it a makeover, and I cannot believe how good it turned out. Stay tuned until the end of the video to see the final before and after. It turned out absolutely beautiful. I was a little bit nervous about doing this because painting a piano is a really big project to take on and I didn't want to mess it up, but as you can see it looked pretty bad, so I figured it was worth a try and I'm so glad that I did it. It turned out amazing. So the first step was to move this piano out onto some plastic. It was very heavy if you can't tell, and once we had it out on the plastic I was going to get it taped up, sanded down, wiped off, and then we could start painting. I'm going to be painting this with some chalk paint today. So this piano was dusty inside and had cobwebs in there, so I just wanted to quickly and carefully get it cleaned out a little bit, get some of those cobwebs swept out. I wasn't able to get all the way down in the piano, obviously, to clean, but I just got it the best that I could. I had a couple of people ask me if painting the piano will affect the sound, and it won't as long as you don't paint the soundboard, which is what I was vacuuming there. So we won't be painting the back of the piano today, just the front, the top, and the sides. Now I'm working at taping off everything that I'm not going to be painting. I removed the little knobs on the front and the music rack, and I did tape off the keys as well. I just taped around the edges. I'm actually following a video tutorial that I found on YouTube a few months ago. It's what originally inspired me to paint a piano. She just does such a good job at explaining step by step on how to paint a piano, so I'll be sure and link it down below. And I just went ahead and ordered most of the same items that she was using. She was using Jolie products, so I ordered the Jolie paint, the finishing wax, the Jolie sanding pads, and then I got my own paint and wax brush and also little smaller paint brushes off of Amazon. They were a lot cheaper on there, so I'll be sure and link every single item that I'm using in this video down below in the description box. So I'm starting off by going over the entire piano with the medium Jolie sanding pad. You're just trying to quickly scuff up the entire piano so that the paint bonds to it a little bit better. You don't have to have the entire piano completely sanded down for this chalk paint. It just has to be scuffed up a little bit. But of course, sometimes your furniture piece could require a little bit more prep work, just depending on what type of finish it has on it. But I'm just showing you the steps that I had to do for this piano. After you're done sanding the piano, you're going to dust it off and then wipe it down with a damp rag and then dry it all off just to be sure that you get every piece of dust off of the piano before you start painting. Now I'm going to start applying my first coat of the black chalk paint. So I just poured that into a little plastic container, and then the video tutorial that I watched, she used a little spray bottle to spray a little bit of water in the container and to spray your brush every once in a while when you're painting, and I have done this before when I painted with chalk paint. So the style that I'm painting this piano is that you want to do different types of brush strokes. That's the only way that I know how to explain it. If you watch her tutorial video, she does the exact same thing, and I really love the look that it gives the piano. obviously you could follow these steps for most any type of furniture that you're giving a makeover, whether it's a dresser, a piano, a side table, a nightstand. I would love to try some more pieces of furniture after doing this piano. It just turned out so beautiful that now I want to go to a thrift shop and get some older dressers or something to give a makeover. And at this stage, the piano isn't looking that great, but don't panic, it's going to look amazing in the end. And I did end up doing 2 coats on this piano, so this is just the first thin coat here. And then once this completely dries for about 1 or 2 hours, then you're going to come back with your second coat. And when this chalk paint first goes on and it's still wet, it is going to look a little bit blue, but don't panic, once it dries, it will be a nice matte black. Now it is time for the tedious painting, and this is when you're going to use those little paint brushes to get around the keys and the foot pedals. This can take a little while, and once you're done with that, then the first coat is complete and we can let this piano dry for the next 1 to 2 hours. After I finished the first coat of paint on the piano, I looked over in the corner and realized that I completely forgot about the bench, so I quickly did the same steps to that and got the first coat of paint on it. Now that the first coat of paint is dry, I'm going to get started on the second coat. And if you're looking for a way for your paintbrush to not dry out during that waiting period in between coats, you can just seal it up in a Ziploc baggie and then it won't get dried out while you're waiting for your coats of paint to dry. This is definitely a huge undertaking to paint a piece of furniture this large. This took me almost all day long to paint this piano. It was quite the tedious project, but it looked so amazing when it was done. It was worth all of the work all day long. I definitely had a sore back and sore arms after all this, but yeah, like I said, it was worth it. It turned out beautiful. Once I had the second coat all over the piano with that chalk and wax paintbrush, then I went back in with the small paint brushes and got around the keys and around the foot pedals. And then after you pull off the tape, you might have to go back in with the tiny paint brushes if there's any little spots that you missed. The last step is to go in with this black finishing wax, and I could have used a wax brush to apply this, but I just ended up wiping it on with a cloth. It was a lot easier, and I just coated the whole piano in that, and then you'll go over it with a dry cloth just to get off any excess wax. So I know I've taken this mirror down and hung it back up so many different times in previous videos, but just after trying different things in this alcove, a circle mirror is the only thing that seems like it's going to work. But I am going to have to get a different big circle mirror to go here, because this big circle mirror we got from Hobby Lobby, and I like the style of it and the size and everything, but the mirror itself like warps the picture that you see from a distance, if that makes any sense. I'm sure you've seen mirrors that do that before. So I am going to be returning this one and trying to find a mirror this size that doesn't warp the image from a distance. I'm going to add a few home decor pieces here. First off, this basket I got from Ross for only $9. Ross is a great place to go to find affordably priced baskets. I'm going to be putting all of my music books in this one over here beside the piano. And then this plant is also from Ross. I had this in the master bedroom, but until I find another piece of greenery to go here, I just stuck this plant in the corner. Okay, so the last thing to do was to attach the music rack to the top of the piano, and I also forgot to say that this white throw on top of the piano bench is from Article. And now it is time for the official before and afters. This was quite the transformation. So if you like how the piano turned out and you enjoyed seeing me transform the piano and the alcove, then give this video a thumbs up, and I might transform another piece of furniture sometime in the future. And if you have an old worn out piece of furniture that's needing some new life that you've been wanting to give a makeover like I did, then I hope that this video gave you that motivation and inspiration to tackle the project. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in a couple days with a brand new video. Bye!